Good morning, everybody. Welcome to another week. I am going to get right to it and start reading our remote learning lesson plan for today. For ELA, which you should be spending about 1 hour on, you're going to complete your work on your weekly work document in Google Classroom or complete on paper and send pictures to your teacher. A shipwrecked writing prompt. I can write a short summary for a text. View the weekly work document in Google Classroom for the shipwrecked writing prompt and to record today's activities. 1. Read both Shipwrecked and A Memoir of the Endurance Voyage posted in your Google Classroom or listen to the audio of the articles. 2. Write a 15-word gist statement summarizing the main idea of each article. Use the writing prompt document in your Google Classroom to record your gist or take a picture of your statement and share it. And remember, a gist statement is a short statement on what the article is about. Here's an example. Shipwrecked is about, a memoir of the Endurance Voyage is about blank. Mrs. Fontaine and Mrs. Scove students, don't forget to visit their Google Classrooms for your assignments. Some additional ELA activities: read 20 minutes per day independently, a book of your choice or EPIC, or you can join or watch a daily read aloud with your class. On to math. You should also be spending about 1 hour on math. Complete your work on your weekly work document in Google Classroom or complete on paper and send pictures to your teacher. I can write a ratio in 3 forms to represent the relationship between 2 quantities. What is a ratio? A ratio is a way of describing the relationship between 2 quantities. And here's a visual here to show you what rates and ratios are. Watch this video for an introduction in how we write ratios. So click on this link right here. Then check out this Math Antics video for an introduction to rates and ratios. So click on this link here. Use the following scenario to write a ratio in 3 different forms. Brenda's pet service takes care of dogs and cats. Currently, there are 25 dogs and 19 cats. Number 1, write a ratio in 3 different forms comparing the number of cats to the number of dogs. 2, write a ratio in 3 different forms comparing the number of cats to the total number of animals. You may write your answers on paper, take a picture and submit it, or you can do it through Google Classroom. For additional math practice, please go on to Freckle and view your weekly assignments. Mrs. Fontaine and Mrs. Scove students, visit their Google Classrooms for your assignments. Here is the Google meeting schedule for today. 12 o'clock is Mrs. Slater and 1 o'clock is Mrs. Sellis. In science, today you're going to model an eclipse. So click on this link here. Watch that video and then explore what an eclipse looks like using the digital model in the link. Then recreate the model in your weekly work document or on a separate piece of paper. If you do it on a separate piece of paper, just don't forget to take a picture of it and share it. On to social studies. We will learn how historians use different resources to help us learn about a past event. Historians record history in different ways. One way is to use interviews, which can give us a live picture of an event. Interviews bring the subject to life and can be a good way to learn about an event. Today, we'll see how a historian documented the integration of schools in the 1960s to help us learn about this important part of our history. Here's some important vocabulary. Historian is a person who studies and writes about the past. Historians are important because they help us learn about the past, including how societies dealt with change and how they learn from mistakes. Knowing history helps us understand past problems so we can learn from others. Civil rights, the rights that every person should have regardless of his or her race or religion. Discrimination, unfairly treating a person or group of people differently from other people. Integration, bringing people together who were once separated. Marshal, a person has a job similar to the sheriff or police officer. Segregation, when people are kept apart because of different races, religions, etc., separate from each other. Here is an article you can click on to read or listen to. And here is another video about Ruby Bridges. And here is your task. 1, watch the video, History Ruby Bridges, and read the article, Ruby Bridges Walking Tall. 2, answer the following questions about the different resources you read and watched. When you watched the video, did the interviews bring the event to life? How does the interview with Ruby Bridges, her teacher, and the marshal help you understand each person's perspective on integration? What are the differences between the two resources, the video and the article? Does one resource give you a better idea of how each person felt? There are also some enrichment activities for the week. I'll read the math enrichment tomorrow. Today, I will just tell you about the music activity for the week. How does music change over time and place? Watch this video on steel drums. How did steel drums develop in Trinidad and throughout the Caribbean? Look around your home. Collect some items that might make a pleasant sound. Can you play rhythms on the item? Can you play different pitches? Can you change the item a little to change the pitch? Create a rhythm and pitch pattern that you find pleasant. Here are some ideas. Glasses filled with different levels of water, rubber bands with different levels of tension, blowing across the tops of straws of different lengths. Take a picture of your instruments or record yourself playing your piece. For physical activity for the week, here is a video to get you moving. And fourth prep and health, I will read later on during the week along with mindfulness activities, although you can also look at them yourself and start doing them. Make sure to just record all of your work either on Google Classroom or take a picture of it and share it with your teachers. Have a wonderful day.